Hi, I'm Patricia Allingham Carlson, and this is an end-to-end video in 8 parts of my painting, Mount Gretna Home. Part 8. I am wrapping up this painting. First, I start with the flag. The folds and the patterns was an interesting project. Next, I move back to shading flowers, touching up some other areas, and then I use a final evaluation method by blocking off areas of my painting to show me what's lacking and what's needed in different parts. I add some accents, primarily darks, as well as a few bright colors, and then I finally get those windows right. I hope you've enjoyed this series. Please give it a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to see more. Thank you for watching. Let's paint. This has been a long process, but I'm finally at the concluding stages of my painting. I'd never painted a flag with all the folds and all the patterns going in every direction before, so I was looking forward to this challenge. I have a photo reference on my iPad, and I had enlarged the flag so that I could see all the little ways that it moved and changed as it folded and unfurled. So what I'm doing is blocking in the basic configuration of what I see. Well, we all know what a flag looks like flat, but this thing was just hanging in the breeze, and it had a lot of different little intricate folds. When I'm unfamiliar with something that I'm painting, my best approach is to have a good photo reference and paint what I see. With folds, it's easy to paint what you think should be there, but the way it was hanging, it didn't make a lot of logical sense, so I just painted pretty much exactly what I was looking at. First, I'm blocking in the colors. And after I have them marked, I will be going back to brighten some areas and darken others, and others still I'll be shading. Now, would you ever have thought that a flag would fold like that? Because I would not. It seemed pointless to me to paint a number of tiny stars for the top part of the blue and white aspect of the flag. So I pretty much just painted little circles, which I thought was suggestive enough of this particular American flag. But even painting those little tiny circles in was a bit of a challenge. So the flag has been marked out. It's blocked out with the basic color areas. Now I'm going to go in and shade. Some of the folds were much darker than others because of the way the light was hitting. Alizarin crimson is coming into the shaded areas of the red stripes. And it seemed to work out well for me. The color for the blue part that I'm using is ultramarine blue. and I'm applying shadows to the white parts of the stripes. Leaving that to sit and dry a little bit, I'm moving back to the flowers. At this point, I'm looking all over the painting to see what needs to be done. Some areas are looking pretty well completed, and others just need more work. For this painting, my challenge was even trying to paint the image of the photo I'd taken because it was rather complicated. I waited several years to try to come back and take a look at it and decide if I was ready to approach it and just how I would do so. I enjoy challenging myself. Sometimes I am successful and sometimes I am not successful. But trying new things almost always teaches me something. And even when I don't have a great success with my paintings, it teaches me how to do it better the next time. So I do enjoy challenges. I paint to convey moods. I paint to convey hopes. I paint to convey all manner of things. The spirit of nature, the emotion of a person's face, to celebrate a flower. And in this case, I was painting about celebration of a beautiful place on a beautiful day with magnificent gardens. I wanted to make this painting sparkle with light and color and have the structure of the beautiful house that it was built where it took place. So what I'm doing is picking a color that is needed for the painting and then dancing around the painting and putting it in wherever it would look right. And you'll see I'm still doing that dotty type of approach. And that was one of the things I wanted to try for this painting, was to make it expressive and impressionistic. Here I'm adding probably about the 4th or 5th coat of bright colors to make the colors stand out even more. But I'm fairly satisfied with how the flag came out. I think it looks right. And it feels like it fits in, too. When you're painting a masked out object and finally painting it in, you have to make sure the edges cover completely to the edges of the paint that was already there, so it feels natural in the space. Just a little more brightening. And mixing up a good dark color. I'm doing a little bit of dark accent work here to make some areas stand out a little more against the bright colors. Now I'm making my final attack on the windows because I decided they needed just a bit more detail. And this big front window did need some panes showing more clearly. Looking at my photographic reference, I realized that the lines between the panes were dark in the picture, so I decided to make them dark into my painting as well. And I'm more satisfied with it that way. All these little touches. A spark of color over on the roof. And on some of the window boxes. And since I liked how that looked, I brought it into a couple more places as well. Using some dry brush here. Dry brush adds texture, and I haven't needed to do that because I had so many dots. Now I'm on my final evaluation. I'm looking at each side of the painting to see if anything looks off or out of balance to me. I cover both sides, the top and the bottom. And then I'm back to make corrections on what I thought looked like it was lacking. Seeing my painting this way by blocking off sections is really helpful to me. I think it's done. I hope you enjoyed this process. Hoping you enjoyed this video and that you learned something too, as well as me learning something. I appreciate your likes, and please do subscribe. If you click on the bell and select all, you'll get a ring whenever I post a new video. Your comments are always welcome, and I will see you soon with a new end-to-end painting. So don't forget to subscribe.